Okay, joining us now is Tom Homan, border czar for President Donald Trump. Tom, great to see you. Thanks for taking the time. So, Tom, separate fact from fiction. What is going on in the ground in L.A. and what transpired this last weekend?
Well, the riots, of course, they call them protesters, but, these people that are burning cars, attacking our officers, throwing Molotov cocktails, they're criminals. And what they're not talking about is why ICE was here in the first place. They started protesting after an operation on Friday. I came here to lead that operation. It's a criminal operation. We were serving warrants, search warrants, at a business that is a part of a bigger overall criminal conspiracy investigation dealing with money laundering, tax evasion, and customs fraud. So some of these companies, like one company, failed to claim over $86 million in imported goods and failed to pay like $17 million in tariffs. And it's a part of overall criminal conspiracy involving many companies where investigators think some of this money is being funneled down to Mexico and Colombia to fund the cartels and their activities. So we went and served a warrant. We arrested about 40 people at that place. And then we had some other operations in a nearby city. But what they're not telling you is we arrested a lot of public safety threats in that city. We arrested Vietnamese national that we know went to a graduation party and got kicked out and got a assault rifle and a shotgun, came back and killed 2 young teenagers at that party. We arrested a sexual predator. We arrested somebody that his crime was penetration with a foreign object. And just imagine how terrible that person is. We arrested people that are arrested, convicted of armed robbery, gang members. We made L.A. much safer in this 2-day operation. But the community, they're calling this an immigration raid, and they simply don't want immigration laws enforced. So we're going to keep doing our job. I've said it 100 times. You can protest all you want. You can make threats all you want. We're going to enforce the law. And we're going to take bad people off the street, and we're going to continue doing that. We're doing it yesterday. We're doing it today, and we're going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. So Tom, are you now intensifying the ICE raids? Do any of these riots or does any of this bedlam make you less likely to continue and move forward to push the deportation of alien criminals in our country?
We're adding resources. They're getting exactly what they don't want. We're adding resources. We're going to step up enforcement. We're going to send a clear message. We're going to enforce the laws of this country. We are prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats first. But if you're in the country legally, you're not off the table. So for sanctuary city like this, we go arrest a bad guy. We find a bad guy. They don't give us access to the jail, so we got to go to the community to find a bad guy. Many times we're with others who are in the country legally, but not a criminal target. Well, they're going to. So sanctuary cities, they're going to get exactly what they don't want. More officers in neighborhoods and more collateral arrests. We're also going to increase worksite enforcement operations. We can't get the bad guy in the jail, we'll get him in the neighborhood. We can't get him in the neighborhood, we'll give him that worksite. We're stepping up. So we're adding more resources to LA as we speak.
So let me ask you now, there's a little back and forth happening between Gavin Newsom. He's saying, arrest me, Tom. Arrest me, Tom. I want to play this piece of tape here and get your response to Governor Gavin Newsom, who is asking you just to get it over it and arrest him. Play cut 261.
Get your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. I don't, but I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Tough guy's asking you to arrest him, Tom Homan.
Oh, what a joke. Hey, look, bottom line is it's in taxpayers. No, they don't get paid on the table. They're not paying tax. Matter of fact, they're bankrupt in this country through social services, our schools, our hospitals. Millions of illegal aliens getting welfare checks. Look, bottom line is, they're members of the community. They're illegal aliens that enter this country legally, which is a crime. They've been order removed. We're looking for people with final orders. I mean, for God's sake, they had due process. They entered country illegally, which is a crime. They demanded due process. They got it. And a federal judge orders them removed. We're going to execute those orders because if we don't, we send a message to the whole world. Keep entering this country legally. Don't worry about it. get order removed by a federal judge after a taxpayer spent a lot of money in this process, but don't worry about it, just go hide out. No, the message we're sending, there are consequences for entering this country illegally. There are absolute consequences when you enter this country illegally, then commit a crime against U.S. citizens. We're going to keep what we're doing. As far as the Governor Newsom, he's responded to a media interview I did where the reporter asked me, I told them these protesters, they can protest all they want. They got the First Amendment rights. When they cross the line, when they impede law enforcement, that's a felony. When they knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien, that's a felony. They put hands on an officer, that's a felony. The reporter asked me, was that go for politicians like Karen, Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom? I said, if they cross the line, absolutely. They're not above the law either. So that was the comment I made, and I stick by that comment. If they violate the law, we'll turn it over to the AG. She's already, prosecuting several judges. She's prosecuting a member of Congress. They're not above the law either. For 4 years, they were tracking President Trump, saying he's not above the law. Either are they. Cross the line, you deal with the consequences.
So right now, what is the temperature on the ground in L.A.? Have these riots largely calmed down? What is the current status? And I have another follow-up question right after that.
Right now, it's calmer than it was yesterday. There's a couple peaceful protests going on right now. They tend to wait for the night to do this stuff in the cover of darkness. But right now, things are a lot better than they were last night. We've got National Guard on the ground now. We got a lot more resources on the ground now. We got a lot of Border Patrol we brought up here and their special operations groups that deal with protests and deal with crowd control. So we've increased manpower, increased munitions like tear gas and things they use less non-deadly force type equipment. So look, if they turn it on tonight, we're certainly ready for it. I want to make it clear, National Guard set by President Trump, it's a great move by President Trump. They're here to protect property. They're here to protect our officers. And they're here to protect the general public because the Democrat leadership in California has failed. For the first 2 days, Governor Newsom wants to go out and yell and scream about these National Guard. Well, for 2 days, he sat there while that city burned. President Trump's taking action so we don't happen what happened in 2020, what happened in Minnesota, what happened in Portland. President Trump's not going to stand for it. If they don't want to protect the community, we will.
This is 252. I want you to respond to the president of Mexico. Play cut 252.
If needed, we will definitely mobilize because we absolutely cannot accept any new taxes on remittances sent by our hardworking folks in the U.S. to their families back home in Mexico.
She is saying that they will mobilize. That's a foreign leader threatening our country, Tom Homan.
Bring it. Game on. We're not going to let Mexico tell us what to do. We're a sovereign nation. President Trump was elected by the American people to come in and secure the border and run a deportation operation and remove public safety threats and national security threats. That's exactly what we're doing. Under President Trump, we have the most secure border in the history of this nation. He did that in 7 weeks, what Joe Biden couldn't do in 4 years. We are arresting more illegal aliens than Biden ever thought of, and we're going to keep doing it. She's not going to make decisions in the United States. We got a strong president. I stand with President Trump. He's making this country safe again. I don't care what the president of Mexico says. We're going to do what we need to do to secure our border and protect our sovereignty.
Tom, 2 minutes remaining. What will the big, beautiful bill mean for ICE and for Border Patrol to be able to get more of these? If your portfolio is over $250,000 and you aren't hedged, you are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Markets are at all-time highs, but history shows, you know what comes next, volatility and increased risk. A 10% allocation to gold and silver can help hedge uncertainty and protect your wealth. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy to hedge your portfolio with institutional-grade gold and silver. Right now, every qualified investment will receive a free 10-ounce gold coin and protect your portfolio today. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Out of our country.
Great question. Congress needs to step up and get this bill done. We had the House and Senate in the first Trump administration. They failed us. Now we got the House and Senate again. This bill is so important. The border security. Yeah, the border secure right now, but we need to finish the job. We need to finish building that wall. We need the technology for that wall. We need the technology in the port of entry to make these positives that we've got, make them permanent. And certainly a lot of that money goes to ICE. We got over 20 million illegal aliens in this country. We got less than 5,000 deportation officers. We are overwhelmed. We need to go find these public safety threats and national security threats and remove them. We need money to do that. We need more officers, need more beds, need more planes. Remember, we got over 2 million known gotaways, 2 million people that paid more to get away. How many of them came here carrying fentanyl? How many of them were sex trafficking women and children? How many of them come from a country sponsoring terrorism. We need that money to make this country safe again. So I'm begging Congress, get this done. Let's keep that secure border permanent, and let's have consequences for those who violated the laws that came here to do us harm.
This is the greatest invasion reversal in history, because this was the greatest invasion of any country in history, wartime or peacetime. And Tom, what you are doing every single day is to remove them. Final question, Tom. I know you got a dash. What is the status of these long due process complaints? How do we remove illegals quicker from the country? The kind of multi-year due process is bothering our audience. What is the update?
Well, like the administration asked the Supreme Court to step in. I mean, President Trump, we're using every tool in the toolbox to remove people as quickly as possible. And you got some district court judge, emphasizing the word district court judge, are putting in nationwide injunctions that we can't do certain things. We're following the law. We're not making this up. Alien Enemies Act was an act established, enacted by Congress. We're not making this up. And we're using expedited removal. We're using administrative removals. But we got judges that don't want us to remove these people. We got judges demanding that we return designated terrorists to this country. So, here's the one thing we're going to do. They're not going to walk the streets. If they're going to not let us use the Alien Enemies Act, then we'll detain them and move to Title VIII. We're moved to expedited removal or another process. The one option that isn't on the table, they will not walk the streets of this country. So we need a hell of a lot more beds because we need to detain them while these court cases work out. President Trump's fighting as hard as he can, but the Supreme Court needs to step up and let the president enforce the law that Congress enacted. They've been legal for decades. Why all of a sudden are they illegal? They're not. These are radical judges making decisions. Supreme Court needs to step up and do their job quickly so we can get this work done.
You're a national hero, Tom Homan. Thank you so much for your time. Talk to you soon. God bless you.
God bless you.
Welcome to the left's Summer of Love Part 2. It's been 5 years, and they are getting the band back together. Nothing gets purple-haired jihadis off the couch as quick as another riot. Smell like a Wendy's burning? We are going to be heading to the streets. On Friday, we started seeing more demonstrations after a sequence of ICE raids happened in Los Angeles. Protesters clashed with police, so on Saturday, President Trump called out the National Guard. Now, Gavin Newsom is suing over the deployment of California's National Guard, claiming it is illegal. Federal law does generally call for the request of a governor or legislature to bring out the Guard, but there are exceptions when the president can do this on his own. And a governor taking the side of the insurrectionists would certainly count as one of the exceptions. At least 56 people have been arrested so far, and if you haven't seen the images of this, please show it. Los Angeles is under siege. This is becoming a test of the Trump administration. The left is saying that President Trump needs to back down and stop doing immigration raids because it antagonizes the population. Nope. We either have a country or we have no-go zones. We have laws or we do not. In America, we've been very, very generous to the third world. Come on in. Come in Mexicans, come in Nicaraguans, come on Guatemalans. And our generosity has now wildly been taken advantage of. Understand, the Mexicans that come to America, they're not coming to America because they love the country, because they love our creed, or they love our traditions, or they love our ideas, or they love the promise of America. They don't believe in e pluribus unum or in God we trust or liberty. They are coming here for one reason. It's because we are rich. If you loved the promise of America, you wouldn't wave a Mexican flag when American police tried to remove criminals. The people that are waving Mexican flags as you are seeing widespread arson and bedlam and unrest and chaos, they're doing it for a reason. Because they've never assimilated. They believe in the deconstructionist, anti-colonialist La Raza belief that this is actually their land. All those nauseating land acknowledgments, oh, we're sitting here on stolen land. This is what it gets you. It gets you widespread rebellion, distrust against law enforcement. Los Angeles does not feel like a protest. What's happening there? It's an entire city that's declaring open rebellion to American sovereignty and authority. It was bound to come to a head in a corrupt blue city, but it must be firmly stopped. We must be unafraid to declare the Insurrection Act of 1807. We will not allow 2020 to replicate itself. The American people voted for mass deportations after Biden's open border. And if we do not succeed, our nation will be permanently populated by foreigners, whether legal or illegal, who hate us and who owe their true allegiance to another country. Here's a little bit of a taste of what we saw yesterday. This is 294. This is them having fun while burning cars. Play cut 294.
Group of people, it could turn very volatile if you move law enforcement in there in the wrong way and turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation between officers and demonstrators.
And the altercation that they're talking about, having fun watching cars burning, yeah, that's what normal, civilized, well-adjusted members of the West do, right? I know that in most small towns in America, in Lubbock, Texas, and in Stillwater, Oklahoma, a bunch of Protestants go out into the street after church and they start burning cars. Yeah, that's what we all do for fun. Give me a breath and give me a break. What you are seeing here is a mass attempted insurrection against which will be the largest deportation effort in history. And let me say this, and I will build this out later. My goodness, this is why we need the big, beautiful bill. I agree it doesn't cut as much spending as we'd like. We have a 3-seat majority, but I'll tell you what, we're going to expand ICE and the deportations are going to go up. We will find you, we'll remove you, and we will send you back to Mexico. We haven't even talked about reforming our legal system. We need a shut off of all immigration in this country, period, end of story. Moratorium. This right here should be a 5-alarm fire. We knew that this was here, but my goodness, it's going to keep on bubbling up. It's going to keep on continuing. Because what we have here is not just the bandits of the Democrat Party, but then you have Gavin Newsom and you have Karen Bass defending what is happening in the streets. You have Gavin Newsom suing Donald Trump because he is so in favor of this. And what do you see all those different foreign flags? You have the Black Liberation flag. I don't know what that is. That the Argentinian flag? Great. And then you have the Palestinian flag. Understand there is intersectionality here. If you want to properly understand the left, you must understand intersectionality. What do the Palestinian pro-Hamas people have to do with the white liberal purple-haired jihadis and then also with the La Raza folks with BLM? They all hate Christendom. They hate Western civilization. They hate what we have built. This is a global movement, anti-Israel, anti-West, anti-America, anti-capitalism, anti-law, anti-order, and it all comes together. The same people that are doing the Gaza encampments are the same people that are now waving the La Raza Mexican flag. It is order versus anarchy. It is chaos versus structure. It is against everything that we believe in the West. Everything. And we're not going to put up with it. I think President Trump should fully deploy the military in the streets. Take back the streets of LA. Do it and do it fast. We're not going to allow Floydapalooza happen again. Civilization's on the line. Because you know what happened in 2020? So many black and Hispanic people got unnecessarily killed because of the rise in crime. If this mob broke into your home and killed your family, they won't defend it as a cry of protest. We want our country back. And we have a big heart. We have had an open, oh yes, we're going to take care of everybody. But as it says in the Bible, we're going to build the wall like it says in the book of Nehemiah. And we're going to build it strong and we're going to build it high. And if you do not assimilate and if you are an agent of disorder, of chaos and confusion, adios, hasta la vista, baby. We will find you and your family and we will return you. All 20, 25, 30 million. Every single one of you are going back. No exceptions. I don't care if you're some valedictorian of some school. It doesn't matter. We're not going to put up with this. Either we have laws or we don't. And if you want to be governed by compassion and emotions and feeling, well, then that will be the death of the rule of the law in the West. Come here legally, assimilate, or leave. Of all the world leaders, I think I detest the president of Mexico the most. We talk about the Chinese Communist Party, we talk about Russia, but honestly, do you want to hear a provocative statement? This woman is likely causing more havoc in America than Vladimir Putin ever has in the mainland of America. Oh, yeah, he had some Russian troll farms in Macedonia. I'm sorry, this woman, the president of Mexico, is talking about leading an uprising in the interior of America, and she's got a lot to work with because she has a lot of sleeper cells here. Has Mexico and the drug cartels declared war on America? It's a good question. We're so focused about Russia. This is 252. This is the president of Mexico. Do you know what she's against? She's against the big, beautiful bill. If Miss Steinbaum is against the big, beautiful bill, count me as an enthusiastic supporter. Because she knows the current composition of the American-Mexico economic relationship is parasitic in nature. Play cut 252.
If needed, we will definitely mobilize because we absolutely cannot accept any new taxes on remittances sent by our hardworking folks in the U.S. to their families back home in Mexico.
So taxing remittances is way overdue, far overdue, because remittances are the money payment that makes the cartel's financial model make sense. So the cartel will smuggle a family up from Mexico to come into America, and then they have to send a portion of the money to the cartels and a portion of the money to a foreign power. This is a president of a foreign power. She's not a governor of a state. She's the president of Mexico. The nerve of this person, of this woman. I think we need a 30% tax on remittances. Just crush it. Go super hard, 30%. She is meddling in our own country affairs. Meanwhile, here's what I will tell you. While D.C. is so worried about Vladimir Putin, he's the worst person ever. I guarantee you somebody in your neighborhood has died from a fentanyl overdose sourced from fentanyl from Mexico. I guarantee you somebody in your local area has had their house broken into because of the open borders brought to you by Steinbaum. You have to wonder, all this uprising that we are seeing, is the Mexican government behind this? Could be. Is the Mexican government pulling any strings? They got plenty of material to work with. She really wants this confrontation because the cartels in Mexico have done infinitely more harm to America than any of the foreign powers that we're supposed to care about. Now, I'm not looping Al-Qaeda into that. If Russia deserves $200 billion for us to fight them, how much money should we use to fight the cartels? You guys are going after ICE. You're going after kill cops. You're saying F ICE, and you're saying going after and kill America. I'm telling you, you are going to wake up middle America in a way that Mexico has never seen. You do not, I'm going to warn you, Ms. Steinbaum, you do not want middle America on war footing because there is a sleeping giant in this country that is ready to roar back against the cartels of the Mexican government. So you should sit this one out. We are pissed. You got no cards. You are lucky that we don't have a 200% tariff on you right now. So you better calm down and pipe down and get your little Raza activists to shut up and put away those Mexican flags, or else you are not going to like what's going to happen in response.